Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Now today I thought I would look back at Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Now. Now, in the beginning I was one of the ones that said these are two very different services, they offer different things, the comparison isn't fair, but now as time has went on, the similarities have become more apparent. Perfect example is now the Xcloud integration into Game Pass Ultimate, which means effectively Game Pass Ultimate at least is now a direct competitor with PS Now. Now, in this video, we're going to have a wee look at, is PlayStation Now going to be equipped to compete, or is Game Pass Ultimate going to be a fair price for the ability to stream, or would it be better if Xbox included it in basic Game Pass as well? Now the first thing, the most glaring thing that almost everybody mentions as soon as either of these services are mentioned is that Xbox Game Pass gets the Xbox first party, second party games day and date with the release, but PlayStation Now does not. Well, whereas PlayStation Now, the most recent big game that they've put in is one of my personal favourites, Days Gone. Now, it's only going to be in PS Now until January, and then it'll be switched out and clearly replaced by another AAA game. But that is quite a glaring difference in the two services. Now, the fact that PlayStation Now actually had a price cut a few months ago, and Xcloud's tied to Game Pass Ultimate, I do believe PlayStation Now has the slight advantage on price. No, it's not cheaper than standard Game Pass, but if we're comparing what each one can do, I'm gonna have to compare like the best version of each service. And PlayStation Now only has one subscription, whereas Game Pass has multiple. Now, I honestly, right now, I don't feel confident for PS Now. I mean, the price is alright for the service. I mean, it's the only way to play PlayStation 3 games. You know, we've all read all the articles and stuff that PlayStation 3 emulation on x86 is difficult because the cell processor is just so different than anything that's come before it and since. But still, that being the only saving grace for PS Now at the moment, aside from every now and again getting an absolute belter of a game like God of War, Spider-Man, now Days Gone, Resident Evil 7 there pretty recently as well, every now and again it does get decent games added to it, and it does have a larger catalogue than Xbox Game Pass. But as I said, they're all old games. The PlayStation 2 games that are in the service all have trophy support, so that's one bonus as well. But unfortunately for me, the tables are starting to shift. You can't really say that it's unfair to really compare the two services now, considering they are getting so similar. Game Pass was downloading games. Then recently, well, maybe not recently, but PlayStation Now introduced PS4 games that you can download, and PS4, PS2 games that you can download and install and play. Well, there's another similarity. Xcloud is now in public beta, possibly, and is tied to Game Pass Ultimate. There's another similarity. Keeping them separate and using the notion that they're two different services and it's unfair to compare them now no longer applies. Definitely both services are aiming to be your go-to service for these particular things. Xbox and Microsoft are pushing Game Pass like you would not believe. Xbox and Microsoft going in a totally new direction where services and content is king. Consoles and hardware and stuff is still important, sure, but they would rather you just play their games. They don't care where you play them, Android, Xbox, PC, your choice. Play their games on their ecosystem, you spend money on their ecosystem, that's what they want. PlayStation, on the other hand, is staying the course, in my opinion. They are keeping the old school way of doing things alive now. I'm not necessarily sure that's going to be great for them, but I'm not an analyst, I'm not an insider, I don't know these things. I can only surmise from my experience playing games my whole life, seeing how things have worked for some companies and things haven't worked for others. I can only guess, and it's not for me to decide either. It's up to people's wallets. Well, people's wallets will vote in what they want, and I do think this generation Xbox is coming out of the gate running. What they're offering with Game Pass and the recent purchase of ZeniMax, Game Pass is here to stay. It's no longer just another subscription. Game Pass is an integral part of the Xbox ecosystem now. If you don't have Game Pass and taking advantage of that, because for me, both services do one thing which I like, is that they both add in indie games, stuff like that. Shuhei Yoshida recently took over the role of dealing with indie developers and stuff on PlayStation's platform, and Idea Xbox does a wonderful job on the Xbox side. Now they're adding indie games onto these services, which is in turn supporting these studios, which I absolutely love that. And I know a lot of people who are only really interested in like big budget games like Mad Spectacles, FIFA. Whoever likes FIFA, like, come on. They're not interested in these indies. Like, they're not interested at all. But I think it's wonderful. Recently, Shuhei Yoshida had been talking a lot about Fall Guys, tweeting about it a lot. He still is. Every day this man tweets about Fall Guys, whether he's won or not. That's how much this man still plays this game. And it's now it is the most downloaded PlayStation Plus game since the start of that service. That is insane. But I'm no good at it, so don't play it. I'm only joking, I play it with my kids. So the two services, the big caveat is that if you want the best of both and have to pay for the best of both, it's starting to push the kind of monthly outgoing up. So, for example, if you want to watch, I'll use the TV services and stuff as an example. If you want to watch The Witcher, you need Netflix. If you want to watch Star Trek Picard, you need Amazon Prime. If you want to watch the Justice League Snyder Cut, you need HBO Max, and so on and so forth. So saving money, like using these services instead of, like, for in the UK, Sky TV, because let's face it, there's never anything on it to watch. It's just repeat after repeat after repeat, same old stuff. It's just not worth the money. But when you have all these different services to watch all these different shows that you like, it all adds up. Now, for me, the reason I choose one, either Game Pass or PS Now, over the other is I paid for Game Pass Ultimate since its inception for me and my son, and I was the only one that played it, and I found myself only really playing it to play the new games and to do the rewards challenges. But that's it. So when my youngest son actually managed to break my One X, don't ask, jam and egg consoles don't mix, I bought a PS4 Slim. Now the reason for that was my older son absolutely loves Spider-Man, absolutely adores Spider-Man, like most wee boys do. So I said to him, I'll buy you a PS4 Slim, I'll buy Spider-Man for it, and obviously come Christmas when Miles Morales comes out, you'll have the PS4 Slim in your room with your Christmas present being, well, one of his Christmas presents being the game. So that's fine. But after I purchased it, it turns out that whatever has somehow happened with jam in my console, my friend who runs a shop that repairs consoles, sells games, remotes, stuff like that, couldn't fix it. But the state it was in You couldn't put it back together properly, so I couldn't send it to Microsoft either, which I should have done in the first place. No, sorry mate, I'm not saying you're bad at your job, but there is some things you just can't fix. So I've ended up using the PS4. Now, PS Now was a no-brainer for me, because I'm one of these guys that came from PlayStation 3 to Xbox One at the start of this generation, and there's a lot of PS3 games which I miss playing, which I would play over and over and over and over and over. The Infamous franchise, for example, that Infamous Festival of Blood is, for me, one of the best DLCs that's ever come out. So PS Now was a no-brainer for me, and you could buy a year of it for like £50. 3 months is like £22 or something, and a month is like $8.99. Now that's great for me, because I can then obviously play the PS Now on the laptop as well if the TV's in use, or if I just can't be arsed getting out of bed. Yeah, everyone's bound to have a day like that. Whereas Game Pass Ultimate, most of the games on Game Pass, on PC at least, my laptop's crap. I can't play them. It's a waste of money me continuing to pay for that, because I don't have the console to make use of it. Now, in future that will change when I know that Xcloud is now going to be a regular part of the PC version of it. I mean, then obviously, yeah, definitely, no brainer. I'd start paying for Game Pass Ultimate again in a heartbeat, because I know I would have a way to access it. But one service is better at certain things than the other. That is an absolute cert. Game Pass is a massive library. PlayStation Now is an even bigger library. PlayStation Now is like 500 games or something like that. Which, granted, the majority of those I'm never going to look at. Xbox Game Pass, I had at one stage, now not recently, at one stage I had played every single game that was available at one point, or at least tried the game. Now, in my opinion, whether you can afford to buy every game going or not, Game Pass is a must-buy pickup. Game Pass Ultimate, more so if Xbox is your main thing, for me personally. It's just my opinion, that's because the discount you get for some of these games, for example, if you don't own a game that comes out in Game Pass, you get a discount if you buy that game digitally. So say, for example, Halo Infinite comes out, brilliant game, you love it, you want to keep it in case it ever goes off the list, which Xbox's exclusives tend to stay on there for quite some time. I don't remember one being removed from the list yet. You get a discount if you buy Halo digitally and you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, so it's the same reason I continue to subscribe to EA Access, because you get a discount on games. Fair play. PlayStation Now, on the other hand, there is one glaring problem. Very recently, I fell in love with the game Days Gone. I absolutely could not play anything else. I have Horizon Zero Dawn, which is another excellent game. I barely put 5 hours into it because I keep going. I want to play Days Gone. I load up Call of Duty, half an hour into it. Nah, I won't play Days Gone. I just can't stop playing it. And that's just a testament to the kind of game it is for me personally. I know there's people that don't like it, there's people that didn't really like it, didn't get rated as high as, say, Spider-Man or God of War, but I love it. I'm addicted to it. Like, it's the first game I've purchased for PS4, actually. Everything else I've just rented or played off PlayStation Now, or owned the last time I had a PS4. Now, the save files, like the retail copy of Days Gone I've been playing, has a save file. I have completed the story, I'm working at the trophies, so on and so forth. Now, I bought myself a copy of it on Amazon and I'm waiting for it to come. So the fact that it's coming because I wanted to keep the thing, I sent my rental copy back. Then it launched on PS Now. Now I thought, happy days, I can download it on PS Now, and then when my rental copy comes, I'll just put it on my shelf. Happy days, never have to open it. yeah, it's not how it's working out. I tried to load up the game. Well, sorry, I installed the game. I loaded up the game, and it doesn't detect the save file. PS Now save files are different than the normal PS4 ones, clearly. I deleted the game and just streamed the game, thinking that was maybe a possibility. Nothing. I transferred the save file from the console storage to the cloud storage. Nothing. Used the YouTube video where PlayStation tells you how to transfer save files between PS Now and the console. Only applies to PS Now games. The Days Gone save file, it doesn't matter how many times I move it around. I try and play the Days Gone that I downloaded from PS Now, it does not detect it. I can't find any way around it, and to be fair, I don't care. In a day or two, my actual retail copy will come in the post and I'll be happy as Larry, but still, that's a glaring issue. Xbox, you play a game on your friend's Xbox, as the disc, save file, no bother. You come home, you buy the game, or even just download it off Game Pass, syncs off a save file, you continue from where you left off, no problem. I mean, come on, it's 2020. Can you just not get the save file systems right? Good lord. Now, I'm not going to drag on anymore. I feel like I have said everything I wanted to say. This has been quite off the cuff, but I kind of think I say make better videos when they are off the cuff, and it's something I'm passionate about talking about. When I write a script, it's sort of like a zombie reading off a bit of paper. So going forward, my videos will be off the cuff. Something happens or something meaningful happens that flares me up and makes me want to talk. Boom, video. Now, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And yes, in the end, I think Game Pass is much better than PlayStation Now right now. PlayStation need to really look at this shit, because I don't believe that there's going to be any kind of competition between the two. They're going to have to do something, and I really hope they do something. Like we always say, competition's great in the industry. Have a wonderful day, guys.